There was a show that I was thinking about, like, and you know the show I'm probably talking about at this point.
Okay.
Please play along.
I will.
Please play along.
Let you.
Okay, so there was a show a couple years ago, 2014 to be exact, because I remember it was like right after my mom died, and this is the show that. Yeah, well, don't. It gets funny.
All right,
it gets funny.
okay.
It's my mom. Okay.
Okay.
So it has nothing to do with her. There was a show called Keep Your Light Shining. Benji, if we can get an image of that real quick. Yeah, that's the logo, because we can't afford the rights to the show. So essentially, the show was like 10 contestants. It only lasted 3 episodes until it got canceled.
It's awful.
It's a show where it's 10 people singing.
Yeah.
And they take 30 seconds each to sing part of a song, and then whoever has the lowest amount of votes based off of an app voting live gets eliminated.
Yeah.
And so I think it'd be a cool idea if we did that, like see who can speak. Like you speak 15 seconds and see if your light still shines, because we have the lights that we get from the network. So see what we get.
Yes.
So let's see, and you do 15 seconds and I'll do 15 seconds.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens.
Okay. So, yeah, like I feel as though the state of unions and the children, playgrounds, and budgets are all the things that we should be. I could be president.
All right, light's still on. Okay.
I did it.
There it is.
Oh my
all right.
God.
So now I'm gonna go.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with. All right. Okay. All right. The United States.
Welcome to Lifestyles After Dark, where the only thing that's bigger is Petey's ego.
That's right.
Cynthia Murray.
I'm Freddie Bourne.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
It is. It's really nice to be back. You look lovely tonight.
You think so?
As usual, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find any double-sided tape. I had to get a clamp for my dress.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, wardrobe department ran out of double-sided tape. So, yeah.
It's interesting because our wardrobe department and our film crew, makeup department, craft services, all the same people.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
All one person.
Wonderful people. They do a great job, and it's us. So I love it.
And I was about to say too that it's nice because it's also equivalent to our fan base because we only have one fan.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Who's that fan?
I think he's actually doing the weather right now. Let's take a look real quick.
Petey.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, he's
only
the best.
person tuning in. And interestingly enough, he watches without having opposable thumbs, so he has to watch it on his own free will when it's on. So it's crazy.
I know. I choose everything that he watches, but he's usually watching The Office or Tiger King.
Yes.
And he's like, this again? He's tired of it.
Do we have any report about like what the Emmys were this weekend?
Yeah, did Tiger King win?
I don't. That's what I'm asking. Do we have a research? We don't have.
I don't know. We don't have. We don't have a Jamie like Joe Rogan does.
No, we do not.
No.
So if you know anybody that can be a Jamie, go to the link below.
I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
So I've had a couple instances this week of like some of my biggest fears being thrown at me. I was at Lincoln Park today, and I stepped at a snake.
Yeah, and that's a huge fear of yours, but
terrified. Yeah. And then also, I think I might have dreamt of snakes this week because you woke me up and I was punching my arm.
That was what happened. I heard a noise and it sounded like it was a thud at first. I thought you might have like got up to go to the bathroom, like because usually we'll go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then, but I heard it very like distinctively. I heard and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" You're like. And then you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was freaked out. I was concerned, and then I was like,
yeah.
I was like, "Babe, are you okay?" And you're like, "Yeah."
I was trying to act all cool. He was like, "Were you just punching your arm?" I was like, "No."
No, you didn't say it like that. You're like, "I don't know."
I was like punching my arm, and something was scaring. I was like, "I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you," but really, I was beating the crap out of my arm.
Well, I didn't hear you talking. It wasn't like you were having a dream and you were saying things out loud. I just literally heard you punch yourself.
Well, I feel as though, like, we should talk about these fears for just a brief moment.
Sure.
Because stepping on this snake today, it's the one thing I didn't want to do, and I started a seasonal job at Lincoln Park, and I think that it happened for a reason. On the very first day, so that way it could make me slowly but surely overcome my fear of snakes.
That's a good... I mean, I never thought about it that way, but yeah, I think that'd be good.
So what are like some
Way to
of
put
your fears that you're like, I'm not gonna even like, I don't want to even think about
mine are, and you know this, but like mine are very like first off, Ben Affleck in spandex and not a great superhero or whatever the heck he is in Daredevil. Like Daredevil freaked me out growing up. The whole scene when he's a teenager and he's in the alleyway.
Yeah.
And then like I guess he's riding a skateboard and then something like causes his biohazard liquid to go into his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So for like a whole year, I was afraid to touch anything.
You were afraid of getting around biohazardous.
Right, or anything that had traces of that liquid.
Yeah.
And so, like, eventually I kind of overcame it. I was, like, 13 or 14. Then I worked as a janitor when I was 20. I was 22.
Uh-huh.
And I had a coworker of mine, and he said, oh, I'm going to see you next week. It was, like, on a Thursday, so he's like, I'm going to take off for the weekend. I got to take my dad to an eye appointment. I go, oh, okay, like, your dad, like, he's, going through some stuff. He goes, oh, no, he's blind. And I was like, is he blind, like, recently? Just old age? Like, no,
by choice?
Not by choice, like birth or something like that. I'm like, so I didn't think, he's like, no, he worked at a chemical plant and took a hit for somebody. And then I freaked out and I was like, it's real! And literally I have to work around chemicals because I'm a janitor. So, like, I was freaked out for the rest of the day.
I have to say, though, like, if you were blind, it would make my life a lot easier.
Why?
I wouldn't have to go to yoga as much.
You go to yoga for me? I thought you went for yourself.
I wouldn't have to pop these zits all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like
I can't even see it, though.
You
Like,
see it? It's really
no,
bad.
I don't. When my glasses are down here, actually.
It's so gross.
Let me see.
I was gonna pop it live on the air.
I mean, you could try it. I don't know how much time we got left. We got probably less than a minute to put down. Yeah, we got the signal to wrap it up. So I think we should wrap it up.
I'm not gonna pop it on the air.
So can we get her? No, let's zoom in on it and then so the zit will speak. Coming up after the break, we got the lovely Carol Troesch here from St. Meinrad Rock Fest. Then we got the musical stylings of Jaxon, Fleming, and Gage Johnson, along with an interview and performance from Georgia Funkadelic. You stick around with Lifestyles After Dark after the break. Ah!
In the midst of all of this madness that is 2020, I think we really have to take a step back and thank those who had events that were going to happen this year that didn't happen. And I'm a musician in the area, and I know that a lot of events that I was going to be playing at got axed and didn't happen. Today, I'm very privileged to be interviewing Carol Troesch, and Carol Troesch was going to be putting on St. Meinrad Rock Fest. And it's unfortunately not happening this year because of COVID, but this would have been the 10th anniversary.
Would have been the 10th year, so it's extra disappointing that we're not able to do it. But we'll be back next year, stronger than ever. So it's not going away. We're just kind of taking a little hiatus as everyone else is. So
that's wonderful. How many bands do you guys usually have every year?
We're right about 20, and that's acoustic acts and full bands both, because it's 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of mix it up with local bands, regional bands. This year we were going to have some national musicians as well. So, and I don't know if they'll be able to come back next year because things will change for their tours. But hopefully my lineup that was in place for this year, I want to just kind of transfer it to next year.
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see if that's possible for them, but we'll see.
So does the St. Meinrad Rock Fest raise money for any organizations?
It does. Originally, the thought came out of this. We were just coming off of the town sesquicentennial, and I was on that board. And we were doing memory pavers for an area. And then I needed to raise some more money to finish the area out, concrete and all that. And so it just came out of, I was talking to a friend and he said, well, hey, I'm a musician. Your husband's a musician. Why don't we do something like this? And so anyway, it just kind of really fleshed itself out. But that was the first year. And now I raise money for the St. Meinrad Town Museum, which will be going up. Hopefully we'll break ground soon on that. So that's where all the proceeds go for now.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
I just love, because I've grown up in this area, and obviously we live here now, but I lived in Evansville for a long time. It's so nice to see people actually doing something great for the community, to keep the community going. And what better way to do that than with music?
Exactly. I mean, it brings people to town. You know how small towns are. Sometimes people see them as a place that might be, dying. There's nothing going on. Well, part of my goal is not only to make money, but to bring people to town and just kind of have that fun weekend. So it's kind of been a neat people gatherer.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's been a few people that we've had on the show that have never been to this area. They're like, I didn't even know this place existed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a breath of fresh air. Like, you guys, you've been sleeping on this area of Indiana. It's beautiful.
A lot of talent in this area, definitely.
So, if you had to guesstimate what time next year in 2021 will St. Meinrad Rock Fest be going on?
It will be that same weekend, so it's always the fourth weekend in September.
Okay.
So I believe next year it may be the 26th, 27th, somewhere around those. I'm always sticking to that weekend. So.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad that you guys are still sticking with it. In 10 years, I mean, what's 1 year gone? I mean,
exactly.
People
yes.
aren't going to be flipping out. It's going to be fine.
I'm the only one flipping out. I think everybody else is going with the flow, but I'm just bummed. But
yeah,
it's
I
okay.
am too.
It's okay. It'll be great next year.
Now with COVID, I'm sure that it's affected you all in a big bad way. But I mean, I'm sure you guys are pushing through and really just trying to stay positive. But what are some of the things that you've been doing therapeutically to get through this time?
Well, I've talked to all of my musicians, of course, let them know it was canceled. They were very supportive. They're all going through this where their events are getting canceled, and I know it's much harder for them. This is more of my kind of hobby, per se. But they've always been very supportive of me as well. So it kind of makes me feel good, like it's a mutual thing. It's not just me standing out here just disappointed. I think we're all in this together.
Yes.
As we keep saying. But that makes me feel much better about the whole thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so we actually have some performers here this evening that we're going to be a part of the lineup for St. Meinrad Rock Fest.
Yes.
And who are those people?
Jaxon, Fleming, and Gage Johnson will be here to perform tonight.
And I know them.
Looking really forward to hearing them.
Well, thank you so much, Carol.
Thank
it has
you.
been such a blessing to have you on. We'll be right back with Lifestyles After Dark after this. And now performing only for the night, Jaxon Fleming and Gage Johnson.
She sat down next to me with her irons on, blue eyes shining. Where do we go from now? She said, come home with me, we can go and see all the night has offer until the morning comes. You're an angel in the eyes and a devil in disguise. I can feel you in the moonlight, yeah, and I don't need your light. Oh no, I only met you last night when you called me inside to remind me that I'm yours, only for the night. But don't worry, baby, you won't hurt me, baby, when I wake up to you all alone. Oh, oh. And don't worry, baby, you won't hurt me, baby, when I wake up to you all alone, without a call on the phone, and there's no place to call home, 'cause I'm a king with no throne, because you left me here alone. In a room with no lights on, just a candlelight burning. How did we get this far? But we can make believe that we're gonna be more than this night has to offer until the morning comes. Only met you last night when you called me inside to remind me
Welcome back to Lifestyles After Dark. I am beyond excited. I'm serious though, because here's the thing: we've been wanting him for a while, and I've talked. Benji and Cynthia were like, "Oh, we need to have him on the show," and then thankfully we were able to figure out a time. I'm really excited, ladies and gentlemen. My next guest is Mr. Georgia Funkadelic. Georgia, I'm so happy.
Hello, friends.
How's it going? Nice seeing you, man.
Thank you, Freddie.
And then here's the thing: I met you. And I think you remember it was at Boca Lounge.
It was.
It was an open mic. I don't remember who was the dude with you. It was a younger guy.
Who knows?
Okay.
That was back when Dole started, back in 2018.
Yes, it was 2018.
Yes.
It was around August, September.
Yep.
Yeah. It was my second time playing there, and you were like, you come out, you parked like right next to my car, and you're like, hey man, you got a band, man? And I was like, no, you want one? That was what you said. And then we just recently played together a couple of times.
Yes.
And I've loved you from the start. You're like
Thank
this
you.
really just phenomenal performer. And what I love about what you do is like when you do your solo stuff, it's just so unexpected. And I think that's the nice thing is that every time, like particularly at Masco Got Talent, when you were in it, like I always was like, I want to see more of it because it's just so different than what I'm seeing.
Sure.
So like, I know you have this record coming out. It's
I
called
do.
What is it called? Georgia's Pool Party.
Georgia's Pool Party.
That's right. And tell us what's
So the whole thing.
What's in store for the pool party.
The whole thing came about back in that time frame, 2018, where I got divorced. It was a crazy time in my life.
Wait, we met when that was going down.
It was around that same time.
Really?
Yeah. September is 2 years.
Oh wow.
And that whole time frame, it was a healing process for me. To where I played more gigs than I ever had in my life with other musicians.
Yeah.
And it helped me get through it, really and truly.
Man.
And so through that, I wrote a lot of songs. And this kind of new album that I'm writing, Georgia's Pool Party, is a collection of songs that I've written through that healing process. But the cool thing is that I'm working with tons of different musicians.
A lot of collaborators from what I get.
Around Evansville,
yeah.
Friends.
Yeah, Theo Akai, and then Steve Tyner, Black Cat, correct? And then I think you worked with, was it Kyle Paisley, I believe?
Kyle Paisley, a lot of musicians. Honey
Yeah.
Roy.
Okay.
Dakar is working on the set.
Car Baker, yeah.
Tim Mitchell is working.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So you're employing a lot of people on this thing.
Trying to, yeah. Sharing the love.
Yeah.
Because, you can have a party with other people.
Yeah.
You can't just have a party by yourself.
No.
And so what I've done is opened it up for all my friends that helped me through that
like
kind of
that.
process. That healing process that I had, it was just through music and friends. And that's kind of what this album represents.
That's great. And I really didn't know about it because obviously I've always seen you as a really like just fun guy, and now kind of knowing the story
that.
behind it though is like that. No, but it's an interesting concept.
Right.
And I was gonna ask because like I know you as this really live performer, and I know you also in terms of I know your mutual friend of ours is Brad Fleming, and I know you've done some performances with him, so I've seen you on that serious side too. What I'm really interested in is like, how is it going from being in the live performance where you really strive and then you have to be kind of more contained in a studio? What is that process kind of been like?
The process really, it's completely the same.
Okay.
Really and truly, the live performance, I've been to shows where people perform and they don't show any emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that a long time ago. And with me, when I play, I just let it flow.
Right.
I just let it come out. And with these songs, I did the same thing. And going in the studio, believe it or not, we did the same thing. And it's not long time in the studio trying to get the best take. It's feeling the flow and letting it come out.
I like that.
It's nice.
And with this, like, are you hoping that like this helps someone maybe that might be going through, like, especially like with COVID and stuff? I know this is not an easy time for really anybody.
It's not. But with the music per se, it's more, I would say, groove music. That's what I like to call it, is groove music. And it's perfect for anybody, I'm thinking in college, the college radio, somebody that likes to dance, anybody that likes to have fun and a good time, because it's all about kind of the healing process and just the music making you groove and having a good time.
So groove, good mood music. Yeah,
Yes,
I like
indeed.
that. I like that. Well, you're going to be giving some of that groove to us in just a couple of minutes on our stage.
I am.
I'm looking forward to it. When we come back, Georgia Funkadelic takes on the Jack Black persona. Lifestyles After Dark. now performing She Knocked Me Down, ladies and gentlemen, Georgia Funkadelic.
You know you knocked me right down to my knees when you whisper in my ear. Ooh, well, you knocked me right down to my knees when you whisper in my ear. So go ahead and rock me now. As I go down, you know I take good care. Be done up and open the door. I know that it's gonna be good. When you come on up and open the door, I know that it's gonna be good. Come on, rock me now. Oh, like a good lover should. Me staying up all late now, hoping that you ring my bell. Ooh, I'll be staying up all late now, hoping that you ring my bell. Don't you come down and rock me now, makes me scream, well, well, well. Found out I'm not the only one who knows that we can't go on. Well, I found out I'm not the only one who knows that we can't go on. When you call me up in the morning, girl, I know that it's gonna be good.
And welcome back to Lifestyles After Dark. We are at the conclusion of the night, which means we do our very special activity with one of our guests. I'm very happy that Carol's here with us. And we will be doing the OREO stacking contest. It's a big challenge I did. Actually, I was 4 years old, won the contest 55 Oreos stacked and was able
What?
to stay. Yeah. So,
sure.
Are
so-
there even 55 Oreos?
I
in
don't
the
know.
set?
I'm not entirely sure. They didn't use a whole pack. They just had a plethora of them. So
Oh,
the
God.
challenge here is that Carol and Cynthia will have 2 minutes. They will try to stack the most that they can possibly do and keep them kind of staying afloat. We'll see what happens when we get to 0 seconds, and hopefully they will have something standing. We'll be able to count that up and see who gets the most. Obviously, none of you are prepared. This was
Not
kind
at
of
all.
sprung on you. But I think it'll be a lot of fun. So you have 2 minutes on the clock on my count. Any questions? I don't care. Anyway, want to give a shout out to Casey's General Store in Dale, Indiana for providing this, even though it was not donated.
Donated?
There it is.
Donated.
This show also is in subtitles in Spanish. There you go. All right, are you all ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right, now we're seeing that there's a little bit. Let's see. Oh, look at that. So there's good techniques happening here. It looks like Carol's doing the cover up, and so she's really kind of going for it as we speak. Let's see how Cynthia is. She's kind of trying to get some double up and see how that's working out for you.
It's not.
Up. Now it looks like Carol has a little bit of a slight advantage. She's really being particular about it. So Cynthia, it looked like she started off strong, slowly getting. Oh, and there goes Carol. If they do fall on the floor, you can still use them. You are not disqualified. They are not disqualified. The Oreos, every Oreo does matter. All Oreos do matter.
This is
So that is-
edible Jenga.
yes, so
This
it's
is what
okay.
this is. No! No! Stop! Listen to me.
So that is by
Knock
you
it
yelling at
off.
it, I saw it move. Carol being nice, she's being very, 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 Oh my God! All right, Leaning Tower of Oreo. There we go.
Oh, God.
Come on.
So it looks here.
No. Oh
We
my
have
God,
53
no.
seconds left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
I think.
God.
So
I'm
Cynthia
messing
looks
up.
like she took a hit right there. It looks like not. Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh
Carol-
my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Okay.
We have 40 seconds on the clock. 40 seconds on the clock. We have people from Oreo currently calling in right now. This is the most traction they have gotten in years. Oh, Carol has to start over again. Let's see what we can do. She's going to make up that time. Hopefully she makes it up. We got 20 seconds left on the clock. The audience at home,
God.
they are either really hungry, especially if it's late night. They might be really, really, really looking for those munchies right now.
I'm going
telling you
down.
right now.
I'm going down.
8,
I'm
7,
going down.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are here. So unfortunately, it looks like Carol,
Oh,
it is all over. We have it by default. But we have a second challenge. You're gonna eat all the Oreos in the packs. I'm just kidding. We are not responsible.
so
We are not
close.
responsible for
Yes.
anyone that gets sick. Thanks again for watching. This is a Lifestyles After Dark. Okay, that's how you're gonna say. Want to say anything to the people at home? Right. Subtitles are down there. There we go. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
See you next time. Take care. Lifestyles After Dark.